Chris, welcome to this week's tutorial. Let's draw together. In this week's tutorial, I'll be drawing a snow globe in Procreate, and I'm sure you can create this too if you follow along all the way to the end. So if you feel rushed, don't feel bad, just hit pause and rewind and catch up and save this video to your library so you can rewatch it if you need some extra practice. So today we'll be using all 3 brushes found in Procreate. And don't forget, once you finish this entire video, to share it on Instagram and tag me in the image as well as the description so I can easily find your artwork and feature you here in the next Draw Together video. So for this video, as always, I've made you a free color palette just in case you want to use the same colors I'm going to be using today. So you can just tap on the link in the video description below. And of course, there's lots of good stuff in there. There's the goodie bag. And of course, there's links to where you can find me on social and also, of course, the store as well. So let's jump in and set up our canvas. As always, we're going to do 4000 by 4000 pixels, 300 dpi, and sRGB. So today we'll start with a charcoal or a black color, doesn't really matter for our sketch. And we're going to go into sketching and get the 6B pencil. And I'm going to have everything at 100% just so you can see. Again, this is our rough layer. We can make all the mistakes now and get that out of the way. So hopefully. So to make the snow globe, I'm just going to make a circle. And I'm just going to make a rough circle here. And I'm going to hold down my pen. And you can see I have a circle, but it's not quite perfect. So I'm going to just push my finger down and that makes a perfect circle. So I'm going to have it about there. And then I'm going to click on Edit Shape and just move it more into the center of my canvas. Okay, that's fine. Good. And you can just click off. And then I'm going to make the base. And it's just going to be just a soft, it's not going to be totally straight across, but just a little bit rounded just on the edge here. Something like that. And then we'll come out with like a little lip here, kind of like that. And then maybe it'll come in the stand and sort of around like that, just a soft shape. And then the rest. Something like that. Of course, with this, you could always use your symmetry option, your mirror thing if you wanted it to be exact, but again, with a lot of my drawings, I like them to be a little bit irregular and a little bit more of a hand-drawn feel. If you want, you can of course take your eraser and just erase this, if that makes it easier. Not important, but you can do that. Okay, so back to our sketching pen. And I think today we will do a Christmas tree and a little snowman. I know we did a little snowman last week, but it kind of works with this. So I'm going to make a little sort of a mountain, sort of the inside snow. And then I'm going to have my Christmas tree. Maybe that's a little bit too much of a curve. It'll come up in a curve like that. And then we're going to have like the little star on top. And the branches will kind of come like that. And then we're going to have our little snowman. So he's going to be 2 circles high again. I think that's my favorite kind of shape of snowman. And actually, I kind of want him a little bit smaller, to be honest. Let's see. Maybe about like that. Like that. And I'm going to kind of, you can see the angles of my circles a little bit. I'm going to have him looking up at the tree. Let's put a little hat on him. Like that. Some buttons, and a scarf, of course. Maybe that'll be blowing in the wind somehow. Maybe you'll see his other eye like that. All right. I think that's pretty good for our sketch to start. So I'm going to go into my layers and I'm going to just knock that back to about 15%. And I'm going to actually change the, let me think about it. Yes. I'm gonna change it to a little bit of a charcoal, maybe a little bit of a blue charcoal, and leave it like that. And so that when we do the snow globe, we can see it because it's gonna be white. So I'm gonna put another layer on top. So click the plus sign, go to your colors and just grab the white. And I'm gonna go and find my favorite pen, my dry ink brush. And that's what I'll be using for most of my outlines today. So then I'm gonna just go and make this size a little bigger, maybe about 20%, 100% opacity. That's probably good. And I'm just gonna go and trace my circle best I can. As I said, it doesn't have to be exact. So that's the glass for that. Then I'm going to, actually, I'll stay on this layer, go grab the brown, and I'm gonna make the base. Just outline that. Like so. Okay, then let's just create another layer on top by pushing the plus sign and just going grabbing the white again. And I'm gonna go into my, let's see, let's do artistic and grab the sassafras. Let's see how this works. That's good. I'm gonna bring it up to maybe about 15%. Just kind of fill in my snowman. You can just kind of do circles. Like so. Okay, and while I'm here, I can do the snow as well, because he's just going to be blending in a bit there. We can make some shadows later for that. And I'm actually going to pull this layer underneath just so that line is nice and neat. Okay, so that's good for our snow. We can go in and color in the base right now while we're at it. So I can just click a new layer. I'm going to put it underneath this line layer. Grab this, and actually I need a lighter brown here. I'm going to just add that for you. So grab this lighter brown color. And let's, what should we try? Maybe this, how would you say this? Quoll, Q-U-O-L-L, quoll? I don't know. If you know, let me know. And let's just see. Oh yeah, that's nice. We're gonna have it at maybe 10%. Let's color this in. You might need a couple layers of it. It's a little bit more on the transparent side, you can see, which is kind of nice because you can build it up. Make it a little bit more painted look if you want. Okay, and you can go in and fix this if you've made mistakes. I think I need to go in a little bit smaller and just get some of these edges a little bit. Just make sure. There. And now I'm going to grab that darker brown and just add some, still with the same brush, and add about 8%. Just add some little shadows here. Okay, so that's good for now. And why don't we work on our tree a little bit? So I'm gonna create a new layer. It's fine to be above this one. Grab that lighter green and go into textures. Where are you, textures? And Dove Lake, grab that. It's a really nice one just for making some easy branches or evergreen type branches and leaves and stuff. Okay. So, you know what? I'm just gonna show you without just changing this, making this a little bit lighter because it's hard to see actually. I think that's gonna be okay. Just a lighter gray for our background. And I'm making a mess. And so you can just come in and just see how easy that is. Then you don't have to draw every little individual thing. So I like this brush for pine needles and stuff. So just have fun with this. You have a basic outline of what you want to do, and then just kind of interpret as you will after that. Okay, so I think that's good for that. I'm gonna go grab the darker green and just bring this down to, that was at 5% by the way, so I'm gonna bring this down to 3 and just, you know, give a few branches just for definition here and there. Okay, so that's good. And then we can turn off our sketch layer and see. Okay, I think that's good. Then I'm gonna just go and grab my darker brown and go back to inking and grab the dry ink again and just put a little bit of the stems and stuff in there and just do this little base. And I'm just gonna have them, you know, that's too thick I think, peeking through a little bit. So I'm going to just go down to 8 and then just have it sort of just a few like little just to kind of help with the direction. I'm just going to turn this off to see. Yeah, just a little bit subtle, little twiggies pointing through. Okay, and now I think we can probably put our star on top. So I'm going to grab this orangey yellowy color and we can stick with the dry ink, I think. And just trace over and color it in. Okay, again turning off that background and just seeing, we might need a little kind of the topper bit, so that would make more sense. And I'm going to bring in a little bit of a lighter color for you at that, and we can just put some little highlights on it. Something like that. Okay. So now let's go back to our snowman, turn our layer back on and just go click on layer 3 and go one up and add another one above that, and we'll do his hat. So we can grab that black charcoal color and just outline his little hat. And I think I'll give him a little trim there too. While we're at it, I'm just going to turn off this black so I can see where I put his eyeballs. We can just fill those in too. And grab that orange color, and let's do a little nose. Okay, so we can turn his body back on. Okay, so there he is. Good. And then on this layer, I'm gonna go and take that charcoal again, make it a little bit lighter, give you that as well. And go back to our painting and getting that, no, it was artistic, yes. Let's stick with the qual color, and I'm gonna, or paintbrush, bring it down to about size 4 and just color this in. Okay, and then I'm gonna give him a little, I think I'll grab this dark red. Actually, nope, scratch that. Grab the lighter, just because we're still on this brush. We can just do the reverse. Bring the size down to about 2. Color this in while we're here. Maybe give it another layer. Okay. And then grab the dark red, go back to inking, grab that dry ink, and just give that a little line. Okay. Good. Then we can do a scarf. Just getting that in there. Maybe, actually I want that line to come down from there. And be a little fringes. No. Fringes, okay, so that's good. I think now we can turn off our sketch layer. Perfect. So we can see what's going on. And then maybe we'll just give him some little details in here. Make it look like it's knit. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back to even this layer below and color in with that lighter red and go to our, not abstract, artistic, back to the qual brush, and it's down to, we're still on size 2, and we can just fill that in. And I'm just holding down my brush the whole time. And I can make a shadow just by going over again because it'll make it darker. I think that's probably okay for us just to get in those little shadows. All right. And then I'm going to go stay on this layer, it's fine. And then grab the white, go back to my inking, dry ink, and I'm just gonna put like a little, just to sort of make it like there's some white threads here. Still make it look a little bit more textury. Okay, great. All right. And then we can go back to his hat layer. Actually, the one below, let's give him some more shadows on this hat. So I'm gonna go back to the black or the charcoal and back to my qual brush and just give him a few more shadows here. Probably a bit better. Okay. So I kind of want to form his body a little bit. So while we're on this layer, I'm going to add another one and just click on it and clip. Click clipping mask, and then grab this blue color, and then we're going to go and find in our spray paints, I'm going to grab that Flicks, and let's see, maybe about size 15, and that's maybe a bit too much, maybe about 10, and bring it down to about 60%. And you can just add a few. You can add it to the snow too. Maybe bring it down again, just vary the size just to form his body a little bit. And that should help just give him a little definition. Maybe under the tree there might be a little bit of a shadow there. Okay. And again, you can bring it down even more so it's even smaller, just to really make some harder edges. Okay. And that's good. Why don't we bring in the background a little bit? So click on layer 4 and click a new layer and bring that layer underneath. So this is the very bottom layer. And while we're on this blue, we can just go back to our inking, grab the studio pen. Doesn't really matter what you're on, you're about 50%. And just go behind and fill this circle in. So just make sure you are overlapping, or underlapping, I guess, the white line, just so that that's all filled in. Okay, and you can just drag and drop. Very nice. Okay, so I think we can go and, well, why don't we finish the snowman? I'm jumping around a lot today. I thought he needs a few buttons, I think. So we can go back to layer 6, grab the, let's say the lighter, well, I'm trying to think of what color I want these. Maybe let's do them the orange color. Grab the dry ink and let's just give him a few buttons here. Maybe just 2. Okay. And we can go to the snow layer and click on that lighter yellow color. And you know what, let's paint them in with our quill brush. That's good. Little buttons, perfect. Okay. And I think we need to decorate our tree a little bit. So what should we do? Throw some ornaments on them, I guess. We can go on, let's see, this layer, layer 6, and go and grab our dark red, back to our inking brush, our dry ink, and let's put a few ornaments on them. Actually, I want to make them different shapes. You can make them however you want. That's too big. Ah. Okay, let's see if that works. Gonna go just make a layer below, grab the lighter pink, go to our artistic, our quill is fine, maybe we'll just bring it down to size like 1% so we can, well, no, 2% was fine, that's a little bit small. Now we can just fill them in. You might have to go over them twice just to get the opacity that you want. Okay, and I'm just gonna go and erase my little mistake. And then, so if you go back to layer 6, and we can go grab the white and go grab the inking, and we can maybe make some designs on here. Just simple little ones. All right, so there's a few of those. And I'm gonna just go grab the black and get these little hooks. Okay. I think I need a few, like this screen needs to be lighter. So I'm gonna bring this up and just do some little highlights. Just because this the background is quite, the values kind of are a little bit similar, so I wanna make it pop a little bit more. Okay, so I think it's time for a little bit of snow since it is a snow globe. So I'm gonna go into my layers and click on layer 8 and create a new layer and make a clipping mask because I just wanna have the snow stay within the globe. So I'm gonna have my white color. I'm gonna go to spray paints and I'm gonna click on the flicks and actually change the spacing a little bit. I'm just gonna up it to about 50%. And see if that gives us a little bit more spacing. I'm gonna have it at about 60% and the opacity at about 60% as well. And just give a light layer there. And then I'm gonna bump it all the way to 100% opacity, bring the brush down to about 25. And you know what? It's gonna have to be bigger. Let's try 40. Just give a few. And then I'm gonna go up to our layer with the outline and just give a few so they go over top of the tree and a little bit maybe on over top of the snowman. It's hard to estimate where this brush is gonna go. Just to have those in front as well. Just careful, I'm trying to carefully not go outside. There. Okay, so I think that's probably enough snow. See, I've gone out, but I can erase it. Okay, and then I'm gonna also go and grab back to our inking brush and just make a few extra things. Like, I always like to do a little star outside or a little snowflake outside. So I'm going to bring this up to about 15% and do a little one of these just across with dots and then an X. And then we can just put a few of those around just to brighten it up a little bit. Perfect. So now I'm going to go and make a little bit of a reflection on the glass, and it's important to do this on a separate layer, and you'll see why in a minute. So grab that other layer, and you can just go and follow the curve of the glass. You can also hold it down, and that makes a nice soft, more exact curve if you want. Just bring it across, curve this way, kind of like that. Fill it in. Now I'm going to just bring down the opacity here so you can see why that was important. And then I'm going to go to my eraser brush. I'm in airbrushes, and I'm just going to grab the soft blend, and I'm going to be at about 50% opacity, and I'm going to be I don't know, 30, 25, somewhere in there. Just lightly grab those edges, just really lightly, slightly in the inside. And then you have a nice little reflection. And you can put, you can add a little one up here if you like to. Sometimes that's sort of nice. And just do the same. Maybe bring the brush down a little bit for this 6%. Just have that in there. All right, so there is the reflection. I feel like we need to work on this base a little bit. Let's see, maybe we should give it a little bit of wood grain. So I'm going to go to layer 2 below, grab the dark brown, grab that dry ink. Let's just put a few lines in here to make it look a little bit like wood. Okay, I can do the same in here. Maybe we should put a little, one of those plaque things that they often have on there. We could do that. So I'm just gonna go and grab the gold, your orangey color, and just sort of, I don't know, how do those things go? Maybe they go like that. Something like that. You know what? I'm going to do it another layer so that I don't mess this up, because I might. So let's just do it like this. Okay. Yeah, it's probably center enough. And I'm just going to go make a new layer below, grab that lighter gold, go back to our artistic qual brush. Bring it up to maybe about 8%. Bring it up to about 5%. And you're gonna have to do a few layers on this guy. Good. And I think we can go and, I'm just gonna fix this. We could write with the dark charcoal. Grab my inking brush, and I'm gonna go undo this on a new layer because I'm probably gonna mess it up. But I'm going to write Merry Christmas, and maybe I'll make it like look a little bit childish, not so serious. I'm not sure if it'll look good, but we'll see. See, I'm running out of space already. I am not a hand letterer, guys. So I've done that so that now I can actually resize this without completely having to redo it all again. Yeah. Tilt it over. Okay. Not the greatest, but it'll do for our purposes today. Okay. Okay, so then what we can do is just merge all these together. That's fine, that's fine. There, and then we can go just on the layer on top, and maybe we'll add just a little, I don't know, like a little flowery bit at the bottom. We didn't plan it, but that's okay. So I can go and grab the red, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna draw it over here so I can see. It'll make my life easier. So I'm just gonna draw a few little circles like so. And then I'm going to do a leaf like this, a leaf like this, and I'm going to make it a poinsettia. Wow, that really got small. I'm going to make this one bigger. Okay. And then I'm going to have leaves going behind, or petals, I suppose. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm going to color them in. And for this, I'm just going to create a new layer. I'm going to just go grab my studio pen and grab the lighter red. And actually I'm going to do the ones behind, oops, let's bring this down. I'm going to do the ones behind first. So I'm going to be at 23. And fill those in. Okay, then I'm going to just make this a little bit lighter, and I'll add that for you. And I'm going to do these petals in front. You can just color all this in and I'll color over top, it's no problem. All right, then I'm just gonna grab that light yellowy color and just fill in the center. Okay, then I'm gonna grab grab white, grab the dry ink, and let's just do some veining on these. Just gonna kind of lightly just give them some veins. Okay, so that should be good for that. So I'm just going to combine these together, merge these two down, and that's fine. I seem to have a little mark here, so that's good. And then I'm just going to move it over here, look. Okay, that'll be good. So obviously we need some greenery, so I'm going to do that right below it on a layer below. Add a new layer. Grab that dark green. We're going to stick with the dry ink, and let's just make some sort of holly leaves, and they're just going to go like this. Actually, you know what is easier? If you just make one. That's all we need to do. And then make a layer below, grab that lighter green, grab the studio pen. Let's just do this. Okay, and fill it in, right? And then I kind of want a little bit of texture over top, so I'm going to add another layer and add a clipping mask. And let's just go to the textures. Stay on that dove lake and grab that dark green, and we can be on like, let's say 15. I'm just gonna lightly just kind of go over just to give it a little something. Okay, that's better. So I'm gonna combine all of these three together, just so that leaf is like that. And I'm gonna duplicate it so then we don't have to draw it 3 times. So I'm just gonna go like this. And I can make it a little bit bigger. I'm just gonna tuck this other one in here a little bit more like that. And duplicate, I should show you how to duplicate just by sliding across and clicking duplicate. And then pushing on our arrow, turning it, and just placing it a little bit quicker. So we can select all of these 4 and bring them over here and arrange them. So actually I'm going to move that one. So actually I'm going to move that one leaf down. So it's this one. So we're just going to turn them over like that. So obviously we need them in there. Maybe move the flower a little bit. And just arrange so it fits in your little picture here. Okay. So I think I could probably have a few more little details. I'm just gonna create a new layer. I'm gonna be on my dry ink, and maybe just do a few of like little pine needles. Pine needles are pretty easy to do. You just keep just doing lines. So maybe we just need a few more things to fill this in. There. And of course you can, you know, add a few berries and things like that. Oops, I'm gonna go actually on this layer. You know, feel free to obviously interpret however you want. These berries are pretty easy, just a bunch of circles. And then you can just go in and grab your dark brown, or medium brown is fine too, and just connect them all together. Great. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified of new tutorials just like this one in the future. I post one in here every single Tuesday, so I'd love to see you back, and thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.